Hey, check this out. Remember a little while back I did a little rehab on a Soviet-era base and I auctioned it off for charity. We had a ton of fun. I've actually done it a few times here. But the last one I did, this guy, Bruce, watched the video and he said, you know what, I got this thing in my collection that I don't want, that Tim might appreciate, so I'm going to send it to him. Thank you so much, Bruce. That was really, really generous of you. And we're going to open it up, take a look at it, and see what my next Soviet Union-era project is going to be. Count them. Look at that. Let's see, we got some miso soup with some hardware that was in it, including this bridge, which has one of these. Looks like these are not the original tuners, so maybe I won't have to replace them. They seem to be okay, but you can see that the holes here, the hole to get the string through is kind of buried into the so nuts busted up. You can see the frets need some work. It's got this nice little kind of heel shape to it, but the body, look at that thing, huh? Someone has tried real hard over the years to make this thing playable. You can see these frets have been ground down to just about nothing. It's been converted to standard 1/4-inch jack with aluminum foil tailpiece, and then we got in this sound hole we got all this grate. Alright, where are all my translators out there? Screenshot it. Tell me what it says. When you're online looking at pictures of these and they're like for sale on Reverb and stuff, it's pretty rare that you see them with strings on them, and I think I know why. I don't think you can actually string this thing up. You can see I'm barely pushing. I'm pushing with like my pinky, and you see this whole body deflecting under the weight of my pinky. So my guess is when you start putting strings on this bridge that it just starts to cave right in. This instrument is called the Maria, M-A-R-I-Y-A 12. They also made a 6-string version. The bodies are like some plastic and like composite materials, I guess. And what's interesting is when you do a quick little like kind of Reddit search on these, you find that people call these the worst of the Russian guitars. And I've messed around with some Russian guitars and they're pretty bad. So if this is the worst, I'm excited to see what that means. But you know, just looking at it in pieces, like one of the complaints people have is a super chunky neck, which this one doesn't feel to have, but they're so hit or miss with these things. The neck is fairly true. The other thing that a lot of the reports say is that these beautiful pickups are among the worst sounding pickups anybody's ever heard. So I'm excited to hear that. However, I'm going to have to wait a little bit because I got a bunch of other things going on in the shop right now. I just don't have time to get through this right now. All right, see you in half a second or a couple months, depending on how you're keeping time right now. I'm looking at this guitar. You know, I'm excited to be looking at it again. I love the condition of the like the CCCP stamp here, and this paper is still somewhat legible in there. And I plugged it in, and all the electronics actually seem to work. I'm guessing this is a tone knob. These are 3 independent volume knobs, and this seems to be cutting tone. And so I guess this guitar is famously bad because it's mostly plastic. And I think the main reason for that is that the support that runs through the middle of it is just inferior, and I can feel that there's some bracing here and here, but it doesn't actually touch the back. And so I think what I'm going to do is build some type of block of something that I can shove under here to actually support the bridge so it doesn't just cave in on itself. And then I don't think these tuners are original because like the screws are all wrong and don't line up in the holes right, but they seem to all work, so I'll leave those on and I'll put some screws in there. And there's not a lot of frets left, and I think originally I was thinking about taking these frets out, but God, I just don't want to. So I might try to see if I can just sort of round off and make these frets look pretty. I'm guessing there's a truss rod under here. I don't know, it looks pretty straight. It needs a new nut. I think the first thing I'd just try to do is just get it back together. You know, clean the frets up and support the body and put some strings on it. This nut is a little broken, but save that for future looking. I don't know which way does what. It looks flat enough to crown these frets. Let me see. I definitely want to replace the 0 fret with something a little bit taller. So maybe I'll use this as a tester to see how bad it is going to be to... Well, that came out really... Oh, that came out pretty easy, but look at the tang on this. I mean, normal fret wire's not going to fill that hole. This looks like it was like a Mack truck grill or something. 0.05 inches thick versus like a more typical, like, you know, fret that I'm using nowadays is 0.03. And that's just not going to stay in there on its own accord. I'm going to have to like really fill that. I used some 5-minute epoxy because it has a little bit of body to it, which would help sort of fill the gaps and glue that in at the same time. Then I went through all the frets and leveled them, crowned them, and polished them, and they were pretty close. Just a lot of the ends were still kind of high. As you can see, I'm working down just sort of these ends, and, you know, of course that's a problem. I also replaced all the screws holding the tuners in with more size-appropriate screws, and that all matched. And then I had to put my maker's mark somewhere, so I just glued this little New Perspectives Music badge on the back for future archaeologists. There's sort of some grungy spots on the edges. It looks like maybe it was put in a guitar case with a strap for 20 years and the strap sort of bled off onto the sides, but I didn't want to ruin the paint, so I didn't work too hard on that, and now it's time to really investigate the issues with the bracing. So I started by just sticking my phone in there so I could get a better view, and I decided to, instead of building a block, to just do more like a traditional violin sound post. I measured the thickness of the instrument at its center, and then I measured the thickness of the material and subtracted that from that thickness so I could get a pretty close place to start with just a dowel. Now on a violin or like an upright bass or something, they would just be one sound post, but I thought I would put 2 in this, one under each side of the bridge. And I only have an upright bass sound post setting tool. That's that funky shaped tool that I'm using there. They make them smaller for violins and cellos. I just don't have one, but this is so small and so close, I was able to just sort of use an ice pick and stab it and get it in there and then set it with that oversized tool pretty easily. I also wanted to protect what was left of the original stickers inside the F-hole, so I put a little Mod Podge on them to sort of glue them back down and preserve them. This is what the strap holders look like. I like how it's like a big solid piece of metal, but it's so small I wouldn't trust it in a modern strap hole, so I'm gonna, I don't know, do something else for that too, I guess. Instead of trying to fill those holes or relocate the strap ends, I just used some hex bolts. A little bit bigger. I've used them in the past and they seem to work pretty well. Okay, I have the frets all cleaned up and polished. We got a new 0 fret in. I got the tuners all screwed in tight. We got a couple blocks in here to hold this, secure this body a little bit, sort of like sound posts. Let's try to put some strings on it next. I need a nut for it because the one that came with it is kind of wrecked. It's got some chips in it, and I had inherited this box of nuts. Oh, look, I see one right there. This is the nut that came on it. You can see it's a little chewed up there. I could probably still make it work, but it looks like crap. And then, of course, all of these 12-string nuts that I have in this bin I inherited are just like way too small and narrow. I don't know what those are for. This has been glued up once. For now, I'm gonna just put this one in without gluing it in and just string it up and see what happens before I put all the time into making a nut. And of course I still have this bridge, which is cool as heck. I don't know if it's original or not, but we'll just use this again. I guess it goes there. Spoiler alert, it shouldn't go there. This tailpiece kind of blows. You got to feed the strings up through. The hole is so low here. I tried kind of wrapping it around a couple times and then sticking it on there, but couldn't get it to go, so we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. This tail piece is such a pain in the to get the strings into these holes. Part of me like wanted to just go out and get another one, but then I really wanted to like experience the whole like user experience of like it's 1980 and I'm like some teenage kid trying to learn to play rock and roll, and I save up my rubles or whatever, however that worked to get a guitar, and like this is what you get. And then you come over here and you look at the nut. It's like a 12 string, but you could almost like play these as all like individual strings. They're so far apart here, and then I don't think these are the original tuners. Well, I pretty much know they aren't, but they're actually kind of nice. But like I can't get the string in here. It's like it's a miracle that anybody, from what I've seen of these Soviet era instruments, it's a miracle anybody ever actually continued with music and didn't just give up. I'm just sort of creeping in. About 12 3/4. All those years to stain this bridge location, and that bridge is not in the right spot, but that doesn't surprise me. Because I'm using this old nut and it's broken here, the D string won't stay. There's no slot for it, so I just shoved this little piece of closet door wood in between there just so I can get these up to tension without them being on top of each other. Holy baseball bat neck. Let's go plug this thing in. So I'm down tuned to around E flat. And I haven't put a proper nut on yet. So let's see what we got. Oh. Okay, apparently the knobs go backwards. Oh, there's a tone knob. So we have one tone knob. 3 volume knobs. So here's the front pickup. With tone. Actually, you can get this kind of, look at that, listen to that. Let's make a nut for this thing so we can actually play it for real. I didn't want to put the time into making a nut until I knew that this thing would be playable, and it appeared to be pretty playable, so it was worth making one out of a little scrap of ebony. This way I was able to make it more playable by making better spacing at the nut. Let's see if I can actually like... just been playing this thing for like a half hour. I'm having a blast with it. It is surprisingly playable. Don't get me wrong, it's a piece of garbage. But with the fret job done on it and putting these sound posts in there to kind of keep the body flat, it's actually like staying in tune as much as any 12-string stays in tune. It's pretty playable, it's fairly enjoyable, and there's a lot of tonal possibilities by switching between these 3 pickups with just those 3 volume knobs, even though it's just got that one tone knob for the whole thing. But you can see that the body is... see if I can kind of get that. I mean, it's definitely sagging in under the bridge a little bit. I think that I could bring the sound posts forward a tiny bit or make a larger one if I had to, but I want to see what's going to happen with it like it is, because it's nice and lively, and the more you sort of shim that up, the more it's going to deaden it and sound more acousticy. But I mean, this is by all accounts, according to the internet, the worst guitar ever made. You know? I like it. So let's let it sit for a few days and come back to it. Okay, it's been about a week. Let's check out the status on our favorite Russian 12-string here. So the body has not sunk any more than it had already sunk, and the action is staying true with this bridge at its lowest position. I've got about 3/32 off the 12th fret, which is not low action, but it's not high. And we could lower the bridge a little bit. It's fairly well intonated with the bridge pushed back in the proper position. You can hear like... all the notes ring clear and they're fairly in tune. Bust out all the 12-string stuff. So this is a pretty successful and useful 12-string that's got a lot of like kind of coolness to it, you know. So here's the big question. I have some ideas that would require me to wreck this guitar, keep it like from, you know, the sort of pretty nice original condition it's in. Either way, I'm going to auction it, either as is or with my stupid ideas. And what I want to know is what you think I should do. Should I just leave it as it is this really nice and useful 12-string guitar? Or should I do something really stupid to it and potentially make it the coolest guitar ever or the worst guitar ever, or probably some variation of both? Let me know in the comments. I will do what the most of you say. Wrong key. Oh yeah, and don't forget the 9th fret's actually the 10th, the dot. Be good.